Paul, it felt like we were a bit flat today. Is that something you'd agree with?
Yeah, we had no life about us. And I don't honestly, at this moment in time, I don't know the answer to it. It was a poor performance from us. We can say they're a good side. I accept that. They're second in the table for a reason. And they've got good players, good individuals. I just don't know whether our group really believed today from the first whistle. I thought they looked leggy. I thought they looked sort of lacking in belief. But saying that, we've made some good blocks. We've had our keeper has made some good saves right throughout first and second half. And we've been done by the most basic of sucker punches with a set play where we lose the first contact and we start ball watching, which I think it's probably fair to say when I was at Morton School or even before that at Udale Primary School, we were told not to ball watch. Really, really simple stuff that's lost us the game. And listen, I'm not sitting here and say we deserve to win it, because that is absolutely as far from the truth as you could possibly get. We didn't deserve to win it, but we could have held on for a point, and it could have been a really important point like last week's was. And disappointing to lose it the way we did, but more than anything, really disappointed about the way we went about it.
But having said that, having seen it through to where we got to, and then to lose to a goal like that, that's where it does get frustrating for everybody, because you just think, okay, we weren't at our best, but we're going to get something.
Yeah, that's it. It's just doing your jobs. It's simple. We have a thing where we say know your jobs, but more importantly, do your jobs. And we didn't. Simple. And they've beaten us 1-0 because of it.
Do the lads defensively hold their hands up in the dressing room afterwards about that type of thing?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't give them a chance to actually say anything today. I don't know. I don't know whether they will. Listen, when you make substitutions, there's a changeover of what your roles are and stuff like that, and maybe there was something in that. I don't know. It seemed pretty clear to me who was picking who up. But as I said, it's ball watching. It's whether anybody is prepared to hold their hands up, I don't really know. But as a group, we probably all have to hold our hands up, because that wasn't a performance from a group of people like we've had in the was it 9 before today. So that's the disappointing thing more than anything. And the things that I asked them to do about today was about mentality. That was the first thing. Have a strong mental attitude to today's game. Get your performance right, and if you get your performance right, there's a good chance you'll enjoy the game. I don't think we were sharp enough. We weren't lively enough in terms of work ethic. And we certainly didn't get our performance right. So on the back of that, you don't enjoy it, and that's the way it goes.
Consistent message from you, even when we've been picking up victories, has been be better on the ball. Did that disappoint you today?
Listen, there's loads of things that I can be disappointed with today, but we didn't get hold of it. I don't think we really worked their 3 centre-backs, whether that was with a front 2 or a front 3 when we changed it. We were scrambling around trying to change the formula a little bit to see if we could get a foothold in the game. I think there was probably once in the first half, after about 35 minutes, where we strung 4 or 5 passes together and then we flipped it in the box and there's nobody there. Second half, we had little bits of opportunities. Today, we actually thought going into today's game, the spaces were going to be for our wing-backs. There was going to be acres of space, and Kelvin Mellor must have had half an acre today out in that right wing back position, and we hardly found him. Saying that, he created a half chance for himself that maybe something could have happened, but let's be honest, I'm clutching at straws talking about chances, because really it was more about the performance. wasn't particularly good today, and that's from a group of people who've been really, really good. And again, I'm not forgetting that, but on today, I am really disappointed with the way they went about it today. It's something that we're going to have to look at. I'll have to look at, the staff will have to look at, and see whether our preparation was right and what we can do to make it right for the next one.
I suppose what happened last week at Tranmere, they earned the right to start again, those 11 players, but this is where you want your consistency, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest thing is actually staying at the top. And when I say staying at the top, I mean there's a book out that's called Staying at the Top, but it's more about teams winning Olympics, not about stay in, what are we in the table, 16th, 17th, 18th. I'm not saying that's the top, but it's the top of your level of performance. That's what you have to be able to do. And today we didn't. We didn't stay at the top of our level of performance, and that's what it is. Our level can be set at a certain height. Exeter is higher than ours, simple as that, because of what they've done so far this season. But we weren't at the top of ours. And I think on this day, if we'd have been better and closer to our level that we're capable of, we might have got a draw out of it. You never know, we might even have nicked a win out of it. And on what we've done, we haven't deserved a win. They will probably say they fully deserved the 3 points, but if we'd have done the simple things well at the end, then we would have got a point out of it.
Going into half-time, I mean, we were in here, the press guys were in here at half-time saying you'll probably change this, and no surprise that you did. You clearly weren't happy with what was happening.
Yeah, I felt as though we just needed a bit of physicality up against their centre-backs. I thought the 3 centre-backs, Sweeney, Stubbs and Hartridge, were having a really easy game, and I needed to just do something just to try and change the face of the game, really. So I went with Toby up there, just to see if we could get somebody chasing about with a little bit more energy and maybe even try and get hold of the ball. It actually didn't change really. That's not being disrespectful to Toby or to Deno in all fairness, but it just didn't happen for us today. We weren't able to find simple passes. We weren't able to get hold of that first ball to give us a base to be able to build from, and then because of that, you're then not able to get a ball set and get it out wide. And there was so many things that weren't really good today that it's going to be a difficult one to go and analyse and know where to start with it.
I know you'll do that quickly because there's a busy weekend of football coming up next weekend, and you'll need to pick the players ready for that.
Yeah, of course we will. We've got a week to get ready for it, or well, just under a week because we play on Friday. But it's up to us. It's up to the players to go and recover properly and prepare properly. It's up to us as staff to go and analyse it and get a group together to start against Walsall, but then also have half an eye on the next one, which is coming round quite soon afterwards. And it's a case of just picking them up. Listen, I didn't go in there and go mad today because I don't really know where to start. We were very poor, and they know we were poor. So we have to just go and get ourselves ready for the next one and not get... I'm really disappointed now, and probably I'm sounding a bit over the top here, but I'm not going to lose my head over it. We've just got to keep nice and calm and make sure we prepare properly for the next one.
It's not so much heart on sleeve, Paul, but it's a definite expression. I'm sure the fans can see it. That when you say during the week, don't let up, don't let this go, let's keep going. It's real, isn't it? Because you can see it in your demeanour. You're clearly unhappy with this.
Oh God, we have to. We've got to do that. Even if we were safe, we've still got to do it. We've had, 5,100 have turned up today, and I thought they had a really good support as well, considering the journey. But we've probably had, must be close on 4,700 people have paid good money to come and watch us today. And we have to make sure we keep doing it right. And I've said it before, everybody's playing for the future. I think in football, even if you've got as a manager, if you've got a 2-year contract and you've got 2 years left, you don't get 2 years, you get a termination period and you get the sack if results are not right. As a player, you have a contract, you have a duty to go and earn your next contract, to stay in that contract and to keep moving on. And it's something that was drummed into me when I was a player at Manchester City, that you're always fighting to stay in a football career, because we are really, really lucky to be in this profession. And today we didn't do enough to earn the right to be involved in that game today, to earn the right to get something out of that game today. And really, over my run of games at this club, I don't think there's any games that I've had to say that. So today's really disappointing, but let's make sure we don't forget about the previous 9, and we make sure that we keep everybody together and ready to go again. And it's not just players today, it's me as the manager as well, and it's the staff. We all have to look at it and we all have to assess where we can be better. And
I'm sure you'd like to be picking the same team every week, but does this bring the likes of Jack Armour, Louis Alessandro, does this bring them forward into your thoughts when you're looking at a performance that hasn't gone well today?
Well, the truth is they're always in my thoughts. I consider them every week. It's not a case of they're out of my thoughts and I'm just going to select from this 18, 19, whatever it might be. It's a case of just getting the right blend. You know, I left Jack out because he looked as if he needed a break, and he just looked as if he'd gone a little bit low on confidence. And Mitch Roberts has been training really well, so that's where that change came. Brennan Dickinson was just feeling his hamstring a little bit today, and we were considering a change anyway, but then he was feeling his hamstring, so we changed that. Jimmy's one of them who can go on and cause problems, maybe not brilliant out of possession, but he's a threat when you're in possession. So there are players who are on the fringes who are always in my thoughts as to whether they're going to play. It's just a case of trying to get the right group and pick the right system with the players that we've got to go and get results. And you know, we definitely still need another result. That 50 points a magic mark in every season. And I want to get there as soon as possible and see if we can keep going.
Still the 10-point gap just finally, but that's something that's clearly a side issue for you, because you know that there's more to be done to make sure that we are safe.
Yeah, the 10-point gap's lovely. That's really nice. It wasn't that 10 games ago, that's for sure. But 10-point gap can go really quickly, and you've got to make sure that we're doing things as professional as we possibly can. That's all I ask. I just ask us to be the best professionals we can be the best version of yourself. And sadly, me, the staff, players, that wasn't the best version of ourselves today, and that's where we need to be different next time.